have apprehended 114 persons found in the forest without a clear destination. The state commander, Adetunji Adeleye, said the arrest was based on a directive that all individuals without legitimate business in the deep forest of the state should be evacuated and sent back. According to him, more than 100 individuals.
Hello and what's up, guys? In this video we are diving into a serious security situation unfolding in Ondo State. Amotekun has just intercepted 114 armed northerners deep inside the state's forest, and they had no clear reason for being there. This is a major operation aimed at cracking down on criminal activities in the forest hideout. But here is the big question: who sent them there, and what were they really up to? Amotekun, also known as the Western Nigerian Security Network, swung into action after getting intel about strange movement in the forest reserves. They stopped two trucks packed with these individuals heading for Ore and Ofosu, places known for security concern. When officers searched them, they found weapons, locally made guns and ammunition. According to Amotekun's commander, Adetunji Adeleye, most of these people had no idea where they were even going. Only 3 of them could explain their destination, while the rest claimed they were waiting for instructions from unknown handlers. Suspicious, right? This crackdown follows the late Governor Rotimi Akeredolu's tough stance against unauthorized people hiding in the state's forest, especially with rising cases of kidnappings and attacks. Ondo will not allow its forests to become criminal safe havens. Meanwhile, Bala Umaru, leader of the Hausa community in Ondo, had backed this move, saying it is all about peace and security. The arrested individuals have now been escorted out of the state, but authorities aren't disclosing exactly where they have been taken. So guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I am talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
And turning attention now to Ondo State, where men of the Amotekun Rangers unit of the State Security Network Agency, codenamed Amotekun Corps, have apprehended 114 persons found in the forest without a clear destination. The state commander, Adetunji Adeleye, said the arrest was based on a directive that all individuals without legitimate business in the deep forest of the state should be evacuated and sent back. According to him, more than 100 individuals transported in 2 trucks were dispersed along the forest belt of the state, starting from the Ore end axis, including Ofosu and beyond. He said after profiling the intruders, it was discovered that only 3 of them have the knowledge of where they were taken or where they were being taken.
Over 100 of these people were loaded with trucks, 2 trucks, and they were about to be distributed along the forest belt of the state, starting from Ore end, Ofosu, Ore end. We have profiled them, and we found out that all of them, with the exception of only 3, do not even know where they were being taken to. They don't have an idea. Their masters just sent them into the forest to await further directives.
We have reports Amotekun sends back 114 northerners in Ondo State. Amotekun sending back 114 northerners in Ondo State is a great news. After the killings in Owo under Akeredolu as governor, there has been revolution in the southwest, and Amotekun was created because of Fulani killings in southwestern Nigeria. Now we have reports that 114 northerners has been sent back to northern Nigeria in Ondo State. Let me read the report. The Amotekun security outfit has sent back at least 114 individuals, mostly from the northern part of the country in Ondo State. The security network accused them of illegally entering the state's forest. Imagine a people coming to your region, coming to your community, and where they are headed is inside the forest. The forest is where kidnappers are. The forest is where criminals are. And synonymous with the Fulani, anytime they go to a place, they are always headed for the forest because they have an agenda. They have an agenda to cause mayhem anywhere they find themselves. So it's a good news. Since the Owa attacks, Akeredolu created the Amotekun Corps, and the Amotekun is doing a great job. So sending back 114 individuals, mostly from the north, because they were seen entering southwest forest. They need to do more because not just Ondo State, Ogun State, Osun State, Ekiti State, Oyo State, these guys have infiltrated the forests of the southwestern part of Nigeria. Not only the southwest, we have them in the southeast. But the ESN, we know what is happening, the politics that has been played in the southeastern part of Nigeria. The ESN is doing the job it can do to keep these guys off the forest, because ever since Buhari became president, these guys have found their way in the forest southern Nigeria. We told these people, if you are Fulani and you have cattle, Sambisa forest is enough for everybody, every Fulani, to take their cattle to Sambisa forest and feed their cows. But no, they are headed for, you have some northern parts in Nigeria bigger than 3 southern states. A particular state in Nigeria bigger than the whole of southeast. Instead, you leave northern part of Nigeria, northern part that is bigger than the southern part. You take your cows into the southern part and infiltrate the forest. Not that you stay in that forest without causing trouble. Instead, your presence in the forest attracts criminality, kidnapping, killings, destruction of farm and farm settlements, killing of farmers, and bringing insecurity to the state. So it is a very, very good development. And this report is being shared by Daily Trust. Daily Trust is the one sharing this report. And remember, Daily Trust is a northern newspaper. So I said in the morning that what Tinubu is doing, he needs to restructure Nigeria, because these guys are keeping account of what is happening in the southern part of Nigeria under a Tinubu. The way Daily Trust shared this report tells you a lot about the Fulani. They are angry that they are being sent away from the forest. Whatever happens, we have said it, nobody wants insecurity in their place. Let me continue reading. Now, Adetunji Adeleye, the state commander of Amotekun, while addressing the media on Sunday, confirmed that the individuals who were being transported in 2 trucks were bound for distribution across the state's forest areas, including the Ore and Ofosu regions. They were bound for distribution. They were going to distribute them in different parts of the forest. Why forest? The police will not see this. The army will not see this, because these Fulanis, they have infiltrated the police. They have infiltrated the army. It takes only local security to identify these people. If you have left this in the hands of the police force, they will have been compromised, because most of our inspectors are Fulanis and Hausa. They will sympathize with them. All this while that we have left it in the hand of the police and the army and other security apparatus that takes a federal look, whereby all the regions are part of the security outfit. But this one, it is Amotekun, and these are indigenous people to the state. So they will not be partial in allowing criminals enter the state. So they were bound for distribution, including the Ore and Ofosu regions. And we are here sitting and thinking that these guys are playing. I've told you, these Fulanis, they don't come online to start dragging and start watching videos with you for just nothing. They are 100% ready to carry out their agenda. They have their foot soldiers. They have the people that can manipulate. They have their people placed in government. That's why we are supporting a Tinubu that the restructuring he needs to do it very, very fast with the time he has on his hand. Because after the 8 years of Tinubu, which I believe it will be 8 years, not 4 years, because I've said it before, Southerners must complete their 8 years. So anybody that want to run mad and say they want to build a coalition because of he hates Tinubu or whatever, and wants to bring a Fulani to replace Tinubu, no. It is better Tinubu continues his restructuring, continues dealing with these northerners. Why would you enter our forests? What are you looking for in our forest? Is the forest a place that people should go and stay? If you are going to a state, go to the towns, do legitimate business, buy land, build your house, build your ranches. No wonder under a Buhari, they push for grazing routes, grazing reserve, ranching, water resources. What is the essence of all this? Is to take over land. When they infiltrate your forest, you are being surrounded. Yes, look at what happened to in Benue State. The attacks upon attacks by these Fulanis, because they have a place, a grazing reserve that they gave to them. They have a habitat whereby they come from there and they attack the people. That is why you see them all around. Much more, we are enjoining Southwest youth to be vigilant because they have infiltrated everywhere. Let the governors be vigilant. You see the Ibadan governor said the that time there were Boko Haram sleeper cells in the Southwest. How come you are living in the North and you are planting Boko Haram sleeper cells in the Southwest and you are telling me that these people don't have an agenda? You think they are just moving on without a communication? I have said it. If it were the police that were to handle this situation, they would have been compromised. The army, they would have been compromised because they have their brothers and sisters positioned in these security apparatuses. But now it is Amotekun and Yoruba, so Yoruba can fight for Yoruba interest. 114 Northerners. We have more of them that are in the forest. Come into the city. If you want to buy lands, buy lands. Let the government know where you are. Not that even they were even distributing themselves. I wish these people that are sending them are being caught. Tinubu is the president. Look into this matter. But I know he will not want to offend the Fulani cabal. Like I said before, Tinubu wants to place himself in power and amongst the cabals and build his empire. He believes that those cabals that have been in Nigeria, they are getting old and that they may die. He is well young to spend 20 years. Look at the Afenifere leader died 3 days ago, and now Pa Edwin Clark is dead. Most of these guys that held sway, Pa Edwin Clark fought for the Ijaw nation, a big voice amongst the Ijaw people. Yes, he's a general amongst the Ijaw people. He's a cabal when you talk about Niger Delta. So he believes that we have cabals that are going that let me also place myself in a national outlook of cabals. Because if it's where a president that is looking for the interest of the Southwestern, you will have made sure that these people are being fished out and it does not repeat itself again. So, as we speak, whatever happens in the Southwest will affect the Southeast. We have said it over and over again. Let me read. Adeleye explained that over the past few weeks, security agencies had been engaged in intense operation to curb the infiltration of foreign individuals into the forests of Ondo'S state. He further stated that the state governor had issued a directive to evacuate all individuals who could not justify a legitimate reason for being in the state's deep forest. These individuals, Adeleye said, will be sent back to their places of origin. He says, I want to make it clear that several weapons were recovered from them. These were locally made firearms that they used to carry out various criminal activities. Their modus operandi is to hide in the forest, launch attacks, and then retreat back into the woods, Adeleye said. The group of over 100 individuals was loaded in 2 trucks, intending to be scattered across the state's forest belts. I don't think this is big grammar. A group of over 100 people were transported in 2 trucks. They transported them in 2 trucks. Somebody from the north got 2 trucks, maybe rented or he has 2 trucks. He brought over 100 northerners, maybe Fulanis, to transport them to Southeast so that he would distribute them in the forest. He would distribute them in the various forests. Say, that one, is it not enough cause for alarm? This one is the one that the Amotekun have seen. What about those that have been able to infiltrate the Southwest? They came through religion. Somehow, some Southwesterners are being taken. The religion itself, They don't enter everybody for Southwest. Some people are saying we don't want Sultan, let's have our independence. Some people are saying no, we Southwesterners, you don't know that this Fulani of all people, they have a way to become your head and you become their slave using religion. We have said it. Any day they say that the Supreme Council of Islamic whatever is being headed by a Fulani, then by a Yoruba person, if they are going to give it to a Yoruba person, then we understand. For over 53 years now, almost 53 or more than 53 years now, the Fulani has been heading this Islamic whatever. The head of Islamic, that NSAIA, National Institute of Supreme Islamic Affairs, the Fulani has been heading that for over 50 years. No Yoruba, no Hausa have headed that group. And you can see what they are doing. If you not allow Sharia, it creates a space for them to have legitimacy to enter your community and your society. Because this Fulani, if they don't stay among people, I've been staying in Lagos for a very long time. At the time I stayed in Ogun State, you don't see a Fulani like normal Fulani. If you see Fulani, maybe those rich Fulani, like once in a while. Fulani don't live amongst people. Why? In the southwestern part of Nigeria, anytime you see them, is either they are involved in one criminal activity or the other, in the forest, kidnapping, cow rearing, and using that to destroy and cause mayhem. I'm asking these Fulani people, what is your problem? What is your problem with the southwestern part of Nigeria? Why is it that you just wake up in the morning and you want to go to other places and cause problem for people? So you're wondering why I'm against the Fulani? Because people just be on their own, living peacefully. Somebody will be thinking on how to hurt other people. Someone will be thinking on how to take over the lands of other people. Somebody will not be contented with where he is, but instead he wants to go to other places and start conquering. These are not the Stone Ages whereby people go from one place to the other to conquer. This is the same way Usman Danfodio lived his life, and these people have vowed that they will continue and fulfill the wish of Usman Danfodio. Unfortunately, he was killed by the thief in Benue State. We know the killings under Buhari, how many people were killed, how people were being dismembered. Christmas Day killings and everything, they go to village and kill people because of they have access to the forest. You see the killings in the southeast because they have access to the forest. In Lock Panther, that place they butcher whatever they butcher, they had to go there and ransack everywhere. They went into the forest and they saw dead bodies. They were kidnappings in Abia State until Oti came and removed them from that Low Panther that is close to the forest where they are. You see the kidnappings has reduced, especially in Abia State. So when they come and start distributing themselves in the forest, there is a grand plan. This is not English. This is not on your Monday we shall stand. If you don't restructure this country, if you don't put this country on a pedestal of restructuring, my brother, these people have a lifetime ambition to take over your land. If you're going to take them 1,000 years, they are committed to doing that. I don't know what inspires them. I don't know how they do their own things. I just don't understand. I see. If I tell you that I understand these Fulani people, I don't understand. If there were no Amotekun, you see that they will have successfully entered the forest. And all of a sudden, you see people being kidnapped. Some are not being reported by the media. Some are not being the kidnaps, the killings. If we are able to capture all the killings in the southwest, the southeastern part of Nigeria, some people, their children just get missing. They don't know. They don't have access. The media will not carry it. And the Fulani, they have tried this with the Hausas. They saw that this is working and they have brought it back. Because it worked with the Hausas, they want to try it with it. They believe that with religion, they can enter into the southwest at any point in time. They are trying to enter into the south with the same religion, making Igbo imam. We'll meet them when we meet them. And at the end of the day, when you start hitting Fulani, you'll say, why do you hate Fulani? Look at 114 individuals were sent to the forest to distribute themselves in the forest. Doing what? Are people living in the forest? What is their legitimate duty in the forest? What are they doing in that forest? Why don't they go to the town? But 114. These are people, able-bodied men that can carry out. You see what he said now. Locally made weapons seized from the group during the operation. So the Amotekun commander said this. Okay, the group have over 100 individuals loaded in 2 trucks, intending to be scattered across the state forest belt from the Ore area to Ofosu and beyond. They said they conducted a thorough profiling and found that except for 3 of them, none knew where they were headed. Except for 3 of them, none of them knew where they were going. You just know that we can carry out our grandfather ideology. When we get there, whatever instruction they give us, we just do it. So apart of 3 of them, none of them knew where they were going to. Okay, maybe one hand. Almost 100 people, 110 people never knew where they were going to. Just 3 out of 114 people. Okay. They were simply sent into the forest, awaiting further instructions from their handlers. The Amotekun commander added that while Nigeria guarantees freedom of movement, it must be done with a legitimate, this is what I'm saying, freedom of movement will and must be done with a legitimate purpose. Now, if you are coming into the southeast, you can't go into the forest because that's not where people legitimately stay. Forest belongs to the government. Government will regulate your going into the forest. So you don't just come in and go into the forest, because that is a place whereby kidnappers and criminals go into when they perpetrate crimes. So for you to just enter a state for the first time and your destination is the forest means you have something evil you want to carry out in that community. Okay, Adeleye displaced. Okay, so it must be done with a legitimate purpose. He also said that the state governor had ordered their return to their places of origin. Adeleye displaced some of the locally made weapons seized from them during the group operation. In response to development, the leader of the Hausa community in Ondo State, Bala Umaru, expressed gratitude to the government for prioritizing the safety of residents and ensuring the safe return of the individuals to their home state. The individuals have since been sent back to their respective locations across the country. Now my question is, if you send these people back, won't they find a way or scheme another way of returning? If you send these people back, won't they look for another way? Because they will never stop. They will scheme another way of entering your forest, because their life ambition, they have been indoctrinated to make sure that they infiltrate your forest. That's what is their long-term ambition. The government needs to be very, very careful with these Fulani guys and make sure that you don't give them any space to breathe. They tried using Sharia, it no work. They tried playing politics. See, any uprising from the north, you see the Fulani at the helm of affairs because they have taken over. It no work. This is a good one for Amotekun, and I believe that the southeast, they are learning from what is happening in the north. They see the southeast forest as place very good for them to go on. How will somebody come and want to go and stay in the forest? I mean, that person is not a human being, or I don't know. I don't understand. Sometimes I'm trying to understand these Fulani people. I just know that most of them, not all of them, are weird people. The governor said that a Fulani is a special human being. I understand. They are weird people. Weird people. If they don't capture them now, be hearing all sort of killings. Ransom. Fulani has come to kill. Fulani have come to steal. Fulani have come to destroy. That's why we are calling on Tinubu, as much as you can, restructure this country with the ability that you have. Don't look at your personal interests. Look at the interest of your people and their unborn children. You will come and go. This Fulani will still want to perpetrate. The agenda and how strong they are pursuing their agenda is so different from every other region. How focused and committed they are on this agenda of theirs is so strong than the Igbos. Whether they even have an agenda, I don't know, the Igbo people. The Southwest is so strong that they will stop at anything to make sure make sure they bring down. Oh God. But I'll say good news, as much as we understand that we cannot be broken. The Southeast is safe. ESN has been doing their work. We know the governors are frustrating, bringing a wagon, all sort of rubbish. And what Soludo is doing something that is funny in Anambra State. He told the DBS that were arrested that if you can disappear from the prison, you are free. That is the native doctor. He's doing something that's very, very funny. But we need much more to still focus on our forest, because these guys, no be shere. If I'm talking, some people will think I'm talking like a madman. If they will know Amotekun, who will bring the news to you that 140 people were designated for forest and they got ammunition in their hands? Nobody. So it tells you a lot about how serious these people are, and you must be vigilant.
I want to place it on record that a lot of weapons were recovered from them, locally made weapons with which they perpetrate different forms of evil. What they do is to stay in the forest and come out, attack and go back and run back deep into the forest. Over 100 of these people were loaded with trucks, 2 trucks, and they were about to be distributed along the forest belt of the state, starting from Ore End, Ofosu, Ore End. We have profiled them, and we found out that all of them, with the exception of only 3, do not even know where they were being taken to. They don't have an idea. Their masters just sent them into the forest to await further directives. The governor has therefore directed that they be sent back to where they came from. Yes, there's freedom of movement in Nigeria, but you must have a purpose.
I would really appreciate the governor for saying they should take them back. Or else it's a criminal thing to come without any and enter forest to cause problem here. We appreciate the governor, we appreciate Amotekun too for taking care of them and going back where they come from.